Listen, when it comes to average Pokemon, the grass typing comes up a lot because there's a lot of Pokemon that are just middle of the road. You can use them early, you can't use them late, anything along those lines. And we're going to talk about some of those grass types today in our most average grass type Pokemon of every single generation. Now for Gen 1, I'm actually really interested in just kind of looking at my options here. And I think we can agree it's Vileplume. Vileplume is a great typing Pokemon with a great moveset. What it isn't is anything more than that, because its statistics are absolute garbage. But you know what? Will it get the job done for you for most of the game, if not all of it, if you play your cards right? Absolutely. It'll status you. It'll hit you with a Giga Drain. It will actually resist a lot more typings than you think that it can, and a lot more different moves than you think that it can. So I will give Vileplume credit where credit is due. It's still an average Pokemon, though. Gen 2? Yeah. I mean, Blossom is basically, okay, let's give Gloom another evolution that nobody asked for that was actually worse than Vileplume, and it'll just be there. And here we are. Gen 3, now if we're really talking about the average of all average Pokemon, this is obviously Roselia. Roselia is a Pokemon that everybody knew needed an evolution, and it got one, which is great. It's a better Pokemon now than it was before. But for its time, you'd see Roselia and you'd think, okay, this thing might poison me. Okay, this thing might Giga Drain me. You never thought, oh, this thing might kill me. Not once. Not one time at all. But it's average because of its moveset and its typing, just as a lot of other things are. Grass Poison, just to me, is a really underrated type. There's nothing more to it for me. Gen 5. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now we're really talking, because I think this is where things get a little difficult, right? I think this is where decisions need to be made. And honestly, for me, it's actually Leafeon. Out of every single evolution that's ever existed, the one that I never see people use is Leafeon. I see Glaceon all the time. I see Jolteon. I see Vaporeon. I don't see too much Flareon, although it is better now than it was in the past. I never see Leafeon. Like, this is a Pokemon I literally never see people use. Why do you think that is? Well, I have looked into it a little bit, and one of its problems is that its base stat total is absolutely terrible compared to the other evolutions, at least for the moveset that it gets. And the other point is that it's just forgotten. Like, people don't know that it exists. But I would say it's definitely like middle of the way when you really look at a Pokemon like this. Moveset, again, is good. It's a physical grass type, which you don't see too often, especially not in the Eevee line, which I also thought was pretty cool. It's just that nobody uses it at the end of the day, and its base stats are really bad. Gen 5. Yeah, Lilligant is one of those Pokemon that's basically Bellossom with a little bit more defense, and like that's all I can say about it. Is it bad? No. Is it good? No. That's what this list is for. Gen 6. It's Go-Goat. I was corrected because I said before that Go-Goat had fur coat. It wasn't Go-Goat. It was, wait, this isn't Go-Goat. Yes, it is. It wasn't Go-Goat that had fur coat. It was, it was a normal type. Hold on. When I look at it, will that tell me? It was this guy. Furfrou. He has fur coat, not Go-Goat. But Go-Goat is still bulky. That's what it has going for it. It's still bulky. It gets Horn Leech and a lot of cool physical grass moves that you don't see too often. I actually think this is a really good Pokemon, and you can set them up really well effectively. Gen 7. If we're talking about an average Gen 7 Pokemon, Serena or Lurantis? I'm going to say it's Lurantis. I like Serena a little bit more. Trop Kick is a really underrated move. Serena's fast. Serena's strong. Lurantis isn't bad comparably to Serena, but it is worse, and it's nowhere near the best Pokemon out there. It really is kind of that middle of the road. You're not mad if you have this, but at the same time, you're not really happy either because you could have had something much better. Generation 8. I think, honestly speaking, this is one of the most overrated Pokemon I've ever seen. Flapple is a cool type. Okay? It's a cool type. It's nothing more than that. It's nothing more than that. It's just a cool type. It doesn't get good moves. It gets destroyed by ice. But it's a cool type. Nothing more than that. And Gen 9 is probably Bramblegast. Is it Bramblegast? Is that his name? I'm pretty sure that's his name. I wish there was a way to check the names on here, but hey, you know, this site doesn't really need to be maintained until they add new Pokemon, so I don't expect them to make any updates. I'm one of the only people in the world still using this site. This was a trend over 2 years ago using this site. I still use it. No other YouTubers are. But yeah, I think Bramblegast is his name. Adding Ghost to Grass really helped him, but he's still not Masquerada. He's still not Arboliva. He's still not... Oh gosh, what's your name? We have been over this. How many times have I forgotten your name? How many times do I forget this thing's name? There are commenters that'll say, oh yeah, you forgot it in this video, you forgot it in that video, you forgot it in this video, you forgot it in that video. Was he just in my last video? Was he in my fire video? He might have been too, just to add more to it. Anyway, it's Bramblegast. I'm not going to remember. When I think of the most average of the averages, though, I definitely think of Vileplume. Like a Pokemon that you're not mad at having, but you're not happy having either, that does do more for you than you think it can. That's definitely a very average Pokemon, to say the least. Anyway, that's our list, guys. Thank you for watching. We will be doing some electric types next time. I'll see you then.